Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the KB Road to the Show series right here on my YouTube channels. KB getting closer to that 800 home run mark, which would be outstanding after just beating the all-time home run record lead just a few weeks ago. It's where he's wearing these nice powder blue uniforms that you guys love. But KB coming to here. This guy does a little barrel roll. KB decides, I'm going for tree. No, I'm not. I'm staying at second. So we're getting very close to that 800 home run mark. I'm starting to sim a lot more games because I want to kind of move KB's career along. We've already kind of broken the records that we wanted to break. So we're just going to move along and see where we end up, getting closer to those playoff marks right now. But KB about to smash a home run right here. And sweet after home run animation. But let's listen to the call on this one.
A two-run blast to straightaway right field, and he keeps on going. Number 801 in his incredible career. As they will take the lead here, it's now a 5-4 ball game.
So home run number 801. So KB has surpassed the 800 mark in home runs. Clearly the most in history ever. And we're going to keep going because KB's still got some time left. Obviously, we signed a 5-year contract with Chicago. This is still year number 1, so we certainly have time to add to that stat. So a few guys have asked me to talk about real baseball this year, my predictions of the upcoming season, how I think things will shake out. I think the AL is going to be very interesting this year. I don't think the Yankees are going to do very much. I don't think Boston's going to do very much. Those are the two teams that usually do a lot. You got Texas that are still a halfway decent team, but I don't think they're going to be the powerhouse they were before either. The big teams I think this year are going to be the Angels, the Tigers, and the Blue Jays. I think those are the 3 teams to beat in the AL. All the teams have done a little bit to help themselves in the offseason. Obviously, Toronto made some crazy moves in the offseason to really bolster their lineup. They already had a very, very good hitting team, and now they've added the likes of Jose Reyes to that lineup. It's going to be a great lineup. They also got R.A. Dickey, which will be a big help in their lineup, especially after he coming off of such a fantastic year last season with the Mets. I think Toronto is going to have a hell of a team. But we've seen this in the past in baseball and all sorts of other sports that when you bring in that many pieces at one time, sometimes it doesn't work out. If you look at Miami, the first year they played in the Miami Heat. If you look at the Philadelphia Eagles last year, or the year before when they brought in all those free agents and stuff, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Sometimes you have injuries. Sometimes, the teams or the guys that you bring in just don't produce like they did when they were at the other team. So it's going to be interesting to see that aspect of the Toronto Blue Jays. Can they take all those pieces that they got in the offseason and make it work out? So that's a big team. Obviously, Detroit Tigers made it to the World Series last year, and you could argue that they've only gotten better this year with the addition of Torrey Hunter and getting Victor Martinez back. He was out all season with a knee problem. So they've added 2 guys there. They were able to re-sign Sanchez, which is a hell of a good pitcher. They have probably one of the best rotations in all of baseball, and obviously a top 5 to top 10 batting lineup. So they're going to be pretty good. The biggest question with the Detroit Tigers is going to be their bullpen. They haven't done really much of anything to bolster that bullpen up, and if you watch towards the end of the year, their bullpen really struggled, especially the back end of the bullpen. they let the big potato walk, and now they're going to bring up some rookie to be their closer. That could be the big thing that hurts the Tigers this season is their bullpen and their closing pitcher. All basically unproven. Their bullpen has had good stretches, so it's not as big of a concern, but the closing position is going to be a huge concern for the Detroit Tigers. And then obviously you have the Angels, who picked up Josh Hamilton, so their lineup was already sick as it was, with Trout. Was it Trout? Yeah, Trout, I think. Or am I thinking, what the hell am I thinking? I just had a brain fart. But anyways, they have a really good lineup. They got Albert Pujols, now Josh Hamilton. Probably be your 3-4 lineup hitting right there. And they already have a fantastic pitching staff. So they definitely could make some noise out there. Last year they kind of faltered, especially at the beginning of the season. Pujols was not living up to his giant contract that he signed, but about halfway through the season he really picked it up and started playing very, very well. So I expect them to do well. A couple of dark horse teams that I like. The Cleveland Indians could surprise some people with the speed that they have now. The Kansas City Royals, they've always been the team that I thought would take over the AL Central after the Tigers' little run. Tigers are getting older, and it seems like the Royals are much younger and seem to have a lot of fire. So I think that team could be very good. You can never count out the Yankees, even though I want to, just because for whatever reason they somehow figure out how to win games, so they could be pretty decent this year. I don't know, though. They're one of those teams where on paper it doesn't look like they've really done much of anything to help their team get better. Boston, I think, is still a couple years out before they're really good. You got Texas, obviously, is always a pretty decent team, but losing Josh Hamilton is going to hurt their team. So that's my AL look. NL, I'm not a huge NL guy, so I don't watch a ton of NL baseball. But I think this year is the Nationals' year. I think if they stay healthy and allow their pitchers to pitch the full season, I think they could be pretty good. I like the Reds. I think the Reds team, the way they built that team and playing in that ballpark for them, is they're pretty good. You could never count out the Cardinals and the Giants. Both of those teams seem to always be around at the end, at least the last few years. So those are my teams to look out for. I think the World Series is going to come down to Detroit making it again if they can stay healthy, and going up against the Nationals. I think those are the two best teams in my opinion, and I think that's what the World Series is going to be. Obviously, the season is so long that anything could happen with injuries, with weird stuff happening, so you can never really know for sure how it's going to turn out this early. But right now, those are my preseason picks. And Tigers really, they could surprise people by not even making the playoffs. That's how dire their bullpen could be. Obviously, the back end of their bullpen is getting very old, besides their closer, which is very young. So I don't know how that mix is going to work out, but Chicago White Sox losing the first round. Well, not yet. Now I spoiled it for you. We're in Game 5, and KB was having a very good playoff run. I mean, he's, as far as his batting numbers were pretty damn good in the playoffs, but unfortunately we do lose 5-2 in Game 5. Sorry if I ruined that for you. I thought that was Game 5. We had a lead too. We had a lead in the series, but couldn't pull it out. And the White Sox lose to the Yankees in the playoffs, so another first-round exit for KB. And Yankees made it to the World Series, but lose to the Giants. I win all these awards again. And we'll catch you tomorrow, guys.